Okay. Time to mourn. We've come to the end of the physical book situation. And we're gonna have to go and drag out this puppy and this puppy. Come to the end of the physical books. But while we do that, no darkness as like death. Nice shot there, Mizzy. So, I didn't fix these in order, but this was our book. And then our other book. And then book 3. And then book 4. And the chapters were getting shorter. The first couple books, the chapters just went on forever. And I kept waiting for the chapter break because when she would change scenes and stuff like that, I wanted a chapter break and there wasn't. So, hey, anyways, welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina K-O-S-T-I-N-A. This is where we read books, talk about books, no special effects, no theme music, none of that fancy stuff going on here. And if you could please hit the like and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Please, 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 please. I'd like to see 1,000 one day. Oh. So anyway, Celia is a nurse, and I can't help it. I am constantly 100% comparing this to Victoria Thompson's Gaslight series, Sarah Brandt Frank Malloy. Now, this takes place in California. The other takes place in New York. Celia and Sarah and Frank work closely together on and off during the series. They go and talk to people together because usually it involves someone of prominence, and he needed Sarah Brandt to get into the door to do the interviews. And they were working a little bit together, and Sarah Brandt's husband was officially deceased, body been found in the Homeland Yard. Celia, on the other hand, has a husband who was pretending to be dead, but not dead. She'd hired a detective, and in 1867, she must have a few pennies, because she paid this guy $5 often to search for her husband, to get any kind of confirmation that her husband was deceased. And because of that situation, she couldn't pursue a relationship with Nick. And Nick is kind of on the heartbroken side that he can't pursue a relationship with her. And then she's also got Barbara, the half-Chinese girl. And for whatever reason, the author keeps pushing her in the background. She's like in for a scene or so, and then she's gone. With Sarah Brandt, the kids were more active. You saw them all the time. They participated. When she finally got past her estranged parents, her mother got involved. We had Gino. But she keeps kicking Barbara to the side. Barbara spends the whole time in her room pouting over this or that. And she hires a tutor for Barbara because her best friend Grace has gone off to college, and she hasn't gone, and she misses her best friend Grace, so she hires a tutor. And the tutor has interesting connections, shall we say. And the tutor doesn't turn out to be all in the up and up and up situation. So then we get rid of Barbara, and and I'm feeling bad for Owen. Owen is a 14-year-old boy, and Celia tries to feed him and stuff like that, but she won't have a young male in a house full of females, so he has to stay at a boarding house, and he doesn't do very well there. And I'm thinking Nick should just take him in. I'm waiting for that to occur to Nick, unless Griffin gets a hold of him first. Caleb Griffin, he's got his own issues. He, notorious, sort of kind of, not completely a bad guy, but not completely a good guy. He has, mob world dealings, probably. And so, anyways, this place, Nick's father has passed away, and Nick is our detective. He never made peace with his dad, and his dad has passed away. And that will eventually haunt him. Nick is still going through the anger stage of the I don't care part. But eventually it will hit him and he will grieve for his father. And he will regret not making peace. It will hit him someday. But it hasn't hit him in the book yet. What? Well, I'm getting... Are you gonna come here? Or what? Well, don't run! She comes over, and then runs when I reach for her. Alright, here we go. So, Nick, he just got back from the funeral, and instead of going to see Miss Davies for comfort, he goes to see Mina. She's a lounge singer. And we discover that he's had a little bit of relationship with her. And then we discovered there's one of these crackpot places, the Hygienic Institute. Oh, where the waters will cure you or some shit like that. So this is where rich people go to spend their money, to get pawned over and taken care of and all this kind of stuff. And this guy dies. And the girl that went to see, that Nick went to see, becomes the prime suspect. Apparently, the rich guy that was in this place frequented her lounge, and he liked her singing. And supposedly she went to see him that night. But the next day when they go to question her, it turns out she was hit over the head and has amnesia and doesn't remember what was happening. So that is a very long story. Multi-layered plot twist. But anyways. So then we have poor Owen that I keep worrying about because I keep thinking that Celia should just say what the fuck and take him in. Although this is 1867, and so it's a few years after the war, right? Did I say, is it 76 or 67? No, 67. And I had to look it up because they're talking about gas stoves. And gas stoves didn't come in till about another 10 years or so. So I thought that she was a little premature with the gas stove bit. But, you giving me your back now? Are you not talking to me now? Okay. So, there was, and then Miss Davies, Celia Davies, and Barbara, the girl that spends most of her time in her room the rest of the book, goes to have their picture taken professionally. And the photographer ends up being the daughter of the rich guy that was killed. They are a little bit on the estranged side. And, so that leads to a whole new thread of pursuance. Nick finally sees her, Celia, and figures out she's already investigating his case. She's already getting involved because he went to see Mina, and Mina's the woman with the amnesia, the lounge singer that he went to see the day before. And then Celia learns of Mina and Nick's connection to each other. And then Mina learns of Celia and Nick's connection to each other. And Mina at the end tells Celia that Nick is pining over her. Nick really cares for her. And Taylor, his assistant, reminds me of Gino terribly. But, this is 30 years prior to Sarah Brandt. Sarah Brandt is late 1895, 6, 7, up there. And this is 1867. So this is 30 years prior. So, just, she's not detailed in so much stuff. I want to know how Celia, affords the horse and carriage rides all the time, the taxi rides. I don't know what they're called back then. I should look it up. There's no subway station like there was in New York. Of course, that was still kind of in its very early minute stages anyway. But they do a lot of walking. And I'm not familiar with the San Francisco, California landscape as I am with the New York landscape. So I lose that little bit of familiarity situation. And I'm still not sure if Celia and them live in a single standing house or in a tenement, like a brownstone type situation. I don't know. And it's just, there's quite a few players in this particular scene. You have the person that actually killed the rich guy Shaw. Then you have Shaw had a grudge, or he didn't want his son seeing this young lady. So she had issues. She wanted to talk to him. So she was a suspect. Then one of the workers at the place is a suspect where he was staying due to robbery. His stuff, his merchandise, his watch and key fob was taken from him. Then someone said they smelled gas, so they thought maybe the guy committed suicide, when in turn he was chloroformed. Then the gas was turned on and he died due to both complications. And then the person that did the robbing is found dead. And Nancy successfully points the finger at several different people. I wrote down the page, but I didn't bring my notes. Specifically, person A, all these reasons. Person B, all these reasons. Person C, all these reasons. And I think it's 2 or 3 pages in the book, where she succinctly lays out everybody's motive, an opportunity for the murder of this stuff. And she did it in the last book. She successfully pointed the thing at you and you and you and you and you and you. And then she comes out of left field at the end and goes, "No, I gotcha! It's that person!" And technically, that person had a part in it, and that person had a part in it. So it's like a 2-person deal, but these 2 people had nothing to do with each other. They each had their own individual motives. So they each participated in the death of this guy separately. One inadvertently and one directly. So, are you ready for book 5? Where is it now? No Refuge from the Grave. If I remember, I'll put a picture up. But, my handy dandy little guy here, my doohickey. Yeah, that's what I also call the water thing, the doohickey. So you take your little book, and this will work in blankets, in comforters, on tables. This is a really good doohickey. It really is. It works. It works for me. So have a good day. If my girl pal here talks to me again. Have a good one.